I think I've always been kind of writing in some shape or fashion. I love the art of story. I love narratives. I love reading. I love basically anything with a story, like TV shows, movies, and stuff. Um, I do remember the very first thing that was like real, like to me, I guess, I started writing was like this weird cross between like I guess time travel and animorphs. There's like evil group organization, all these weird alien creature things helping them out. There's these kids going and fighting them, and that's like the first thing I tried writing. I'd never try writing it again because it was kind of dumb. But I mean, I think that's the point about writing is you just try new things, even when you're young and you don't really know what you're doing, or even when you're old and you don't know what you're doing. Because I still don't know what I'm doing all the time. So I really liked the Animorph series. Okay, Applegate was a big inspiration that kind of got diluted a little bit when I found out most of the second half of that series was written by a ghost writer. But I mean, I think as time has gone on, I've been really inspired by classic fantasy writers like Tolkien. I'm really into Brandon Sanderson, which I think most fantasy writers need to be if they're going to be able to be a success as a fantasy writer. And but I think the important thing is to read lots of different things because if you only read fantasy, you're always going to be stuck with the same generic tropes like dwarves and elves, which aren't bad, but if you only write the same dwarves and elves that everyone else writes, you're not going to stand out. But if you read lots of other things, including contemporary YA and science fiction, you're going to be able to take other ideas that you gain and the other inspirations you gain from those genres and be able to incorporate them into a fantasy setting. Um, I don't know if I'm a very funny or strange writer. I do think I'm more extroverted than your average writer, which is important if you're trying to self-market your book through a Kickstarter. Um, but something I do try to do every day is work on my blog, just as a warm up. Most of the time, I don't think the writings on my blog are very good or very clean. Most of the time, it's a first draft. In fact, pretty much every time it's a first draft whenever I write a post. But the point is that I'm warming myself up. I'm doing some writing every day, even if I don't get a chance to do anything else in the day. At least I know I have done something, and that's going to help me improve my skills. And so oftentimes I will, if I haven't blogged for the day for whatever reason, it's 11 o'clock at night, I'm going to pass up parties or other fun social engagements because that's something I've decided I'm going to be doing every day. Something I researched was if someone can be pierced through with a sword and still survive, and also like hit someone else behind them. So like for example, if I have a sword and I stab you, and I also stab someone behind you, the person behind you dies, but you survive. Like, I was trying to see if that could happen. I decided it couldn't, so I ended up never writing that scene, but I thought it would have been really cool if I could, but unfortunately organs just don't work that way. They're nice and tight and compact in your body for a reason, apparently. I don't know Latin, but every single proper noun in the book is based on Latin. And so by you're not like for example, someone pointed out that the way I've used the Latin words are not conjugated properly or are used in the wrong context, not as a noun, but they might be a verb, but I use it as a noun. The main point is that the names are based on the principles that they represent. And so if you are curious, you can study the Latin behind these names, not necessarily the exact Latin, but if you study Latin behind these names, you'll be able to see the greater allegory. But again, that's for those little secrets are mainly for people who are of a literary interest. Those who just want to read a book about funny assassins are going to be able to enjoy that as well. The literary character I feel personally is most like me, which may be a little bit of a. I probably don't deserve to be compared to this character, but I actually really like Mercutio from Romeo and Juliet. I feel like I'm the kind of person who, if someone is feeling down, then I'm going to try to cheer them up and take them out and maybe take them to a party. Even though I'm not much of a party person, that's something I would try to do to cheer them up. I could also see me getting really angry and challenging someone to a duel, and I also am not a very good swordsman, so I'd probably die in the duel. But because I'm just because I take very few things seriously, I could easily see people not believing me that I'm dying, and then I die. So I'm pretty sure that if I was living I don't remember where it's said anymore, but if I was living in the hometown of Romeo and Juliet, I'm pretty sure it'd be the Mercutio, and I probably would be dead now. If I had to give any advice to an aspiring writer, I would say write every day. It doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter if it's garbage, it doesn't matter if you edit it, just say something. Put it on paper. For me, I do it in public. I blog, like I said, that way everyone will have the opportunity to kind of keep me accountable. If they see a blog post wasn't up for that day, they'll be like, what the heck, man? And I just try to make sure that I'm not letting my talent crumble. I don't spend too much time plotting. I don't spend too much time writing. I do a balance of each, because if you do too much of each, one or the other, it's not going to go forward. If you're not writing, then you're not going to be a writer. I just want to say thank you so much for the support. I know that I'm untested still, and I have a long way to go to reach the same level as everyone else in this wonderful project. But I'm excited that I get to work alongside them, and I'm excited that I get to put my stories out there in some shape or form or fashion. I'm grateful for all of you, and I wouldn't be able to be writing at all if it wasn't for the support you guys gave me. So thank you.